Hey guys, what's up? Once again welcome to Movie Buzz Limited. This film is about Jake, a resident of Pandora Planet. He is very pleased with his family, which includes his wife and children. He claims that, in addition to my own children, I have adopted 2 children. One of whom is my old companion's daughter, who was killed shortly after giving birth to her. There is also another child who belongs to humans. Because humans arrived on this planet a few years ago. Where I am now, but when they returned to Earth. Since that time, this child has been with me. All of these kids enjoy playing with one another and look out for one another. Jake teaches all of his children everything, including how to shoot arrows and catch fish. Everyone, elders and children alike, is content, but one night, Jake and his wife notice a bright white star in the sky. As it approaches, he realizes that it is a human spaceship returning to their beautiful world. Because of the fire erupting from the human spaceship. A fire is started in the jungle, killing many animals and causing extensive damage. Humans emerged from it, who had been sitting inside the large robots. They also had very large cars, which crushed everything in their path. While Jake and his wife have no choice but to cry after witnessing this devastation. I'm not sure when humans will become human. Anyway, the lab is now shown, where a blue-colored man who looks exactly like Jake and his family are working. He loses control and begins killing those around him. While being controlled, he is informed that he is our colonel and that he is human. We created such a body for you after your death using modern technology. As a result, you will be able to live on this planet. You won't look like the people on this planet, so don't worry. Similarly, many people are given such bodies, as evidenced by the people gathered around the colonel. Jake, on the other hand, and his companions destroy their train in order to stop the humans. Which their weapons and food were being transported. These people were aboard the flying creatures. After destroying human helicopters, they loot their belongings. When the colonel learns of the impending loss, he intends to murder Jake. Because Jake is the shipwrecked people's leader. Essentially, Jake and those who resemble him are referred to as the shipwrecked people. These are the people who live in the jungles and were responsible for the train attack. But the colonel's senior officer tells him that whenever we sent our ships into Jake's jungle, their flying creatures always destroyed them. You are hope, you can do something. So the colonel walks into the jungle with some of his companions, where Jake's children were playing. They see humans approaching them and alert their father, but the humans catch them. Jake's wife arrives shortly after and shoots an arrow through a human's head. The fight between the two begins. Jake's wife saves her other children, but the colonel takes his son with him, who was a human-shaped child he'd also adopted. Jake's wife was concerned about her child, and Jake says we must leave the jungle. I'm the boss around here, and the colonel is right behind me. Because I was the one who killed the colonel when the first humans arrived. He now wants to kill me because he has resurrected in a blue body or as an avatar. If I, you, and our entire family leave here, we will be able to save the rest of our tribe's lives. Because our kidnapped child will soon tell us where we live and when humans will arrive. Jake's wife is reluctant to accompany him, but eventually agrees. Humans, on the other hand, are torturing Jake's child and demanding his home address. But he is brave and remains silent. Sometimes the colonel comes up to him and says, he's a human, so we'll deal with him. He offers him a hand of friendship and declares, I'm your true father. Moreover, I left you here on purpose the last time I visited the world because I did not want to take you with me. But now I have a gut feeling, and I'm going to bring you along. That little boy nods in agreement and says, okay, let me show you the place. However, Jake and his family decide to abandon their tribe, ride on their flying creatures, and depart from this area. That they would at least be given a new home where they can reside. They get to the Na'vi people who live near the water. The inhabitants of this place are from this planet, however they appear green. In the beginning, the water Na'vis make fun of them. They claim that their arms, tail, and many other body parts are thin. Sometimes the water people's chief shows up and claims that you are a jungle dweller. You don't have to hang around the water. You do not understand how to survive in the water, but Jake responds that we will quickly learn everything. And I depend on you individuals to ensure that my family can live here in safety. The Water Navi leader sees it and concurs, as well as allowing them to survive. The kids who live there are showing the youngsters of Jake about the following day, while Jake's son uses a creature there to attach his hair on, causing him to instantly float in the water. He stumbles as a result, and everyone there starts to laugh. The following day, some of the local kids are labeling Jake's daughter as insane. Additionally, they treat her badly and annoy her a lot. Then, the other kids from Jake show up and begin abusing that bothersome kid. "Why did you tell our sister this?" But when Jake learns the truth, he begins berating his own son. "What made you strike him? He is the leader's son in this group. Send an apology his way." When he goes and apologizes, the son of the leader was still angry and he wanted to betray him. He wanted to take revenge. He says that "I will take you to a good place," and takes him into the deep water where a dangerous monster used to live. He goes there and leaves him alone and comes back from there. And a monster comes from the water and attacks him, because of which he starts drowning. The monster keeps attacking him and trying to eat him. Both are in front of each other. That's when the biggest monster comes there, which puts the small monster in its mouth and hits it hard on the stone. And ends it there. In the meantime, Jake's son is unable to breathe in the water and stops. As his eyes open, he sees that the biggest water monster has saved his life. And he is lying on top of it. This boy sees that the monster is also very injured. So he takes out some weapons from his body and gives him peace, which makes them friends. And that monster drops this boy with his family. When the Navi leader of the Green Tribe finds out that his own son deliberately left our guest to die near the monster, he starts punishing him, but Jake's son says that "Your son is not at fault. It was my idea to go into the deep water. I only said that we go there." Seeing this, the leader's son is ashamed that he saved me and I did wrong and wanted to kill him. Seeing this, he now becomes a good friend of his heart. Jake's son tells everyone that "The big monster saved my life." All his friends start making fun of him and no one believes him. The next day he goes to the same big monster again and enjoys a lot. They both play a lot with each other. The Colonel was still looking for Jake. That's when he gets information where Jake can go with his family, but there was no exact information yet. That's why he had to look for more. The Colonel had also taken control of some of the flying creatures there. They were utilized by the native Navi people. The search for Jake leads everyone to an island, where locals claim they have never seen the person whose photo you are displaying. The Colonel believes everything to be a lie, so he kills every member of this group. He is told by the Colonel's son they should be ignored because these individuals know nothing and simply catch fish. They are completely ignorant. Although the Colonel concurs with his son, the evil man nonetheless sets their home on fire as he leaves. He then moves on to other locations and begins killing other innocent Navi people. He asks several questions, but by this point he is unsure about Jake's whereabouts. In the same way, all these people see a water creature. They attack it with a chain made of iron and some small missiles. Apart from this, they also attack it with an ultrasonic gun. Due to this, the monster is unable to attack humans and humans can catch it very easily. That poor monster is floating with his small child, which has never harmed humans. But it was suffering from pain, and in the end, it is ended there. Its small baby roams around and calls it, and humans were happily clapping with great shame that he succeeded in his mission. Seeing all this, the Colonel's son is in a lot of pain because he was worried about all these animals. And it was not at all tolerating this upcoming cruelty. Humans catch that creature and take it with them. They go inside his mouth and drill a hole in the upper part of his mouth with a drill machine, from which a yellow liquid comes out, that is such water that whoever drinks it, his age will increase very slowly. That is, he will get many years to live and will not die soon, and the price of this liquid is also in crores of dollars, which he is going to sell in the market and earn a lot of money. The Navi people witness the dying monster beast the following day. Then after that, they start criticizing Jake. "You brought people here, and now they are killing our animals, and very soon we will too. So whatever occurred, occurred. According to the Green Navi leader, we shall compete with people." After some time has passed, Jake's son visits the largest monster once more, and observes a structure that resembles an anchor. The monster had been stopped there by the device as a result, and it was unable to advance further. Because people want more monsters to be killed so they can acquire that liquid, and this time it's Jake's son's big monster who is also quite big in size. This is also capable of leaking a lot of liquid. Now, people are attempting to slay this monster for that reason. While humans are heading in this route, he is also accompanied by the son and the others. The Colonel can also somewhat make out these kids. When the leader and Jake learn that their kids are in danger, they grab their guns and head out to save them. The kids struggle a lot to get the gadget off the enormous monster. This causes the monster to fly ahead and flee, thus saving its life. But while firing, people continue to chase the kids. Here, the leader's daughter is about to die, so Jake's son holds her hand and turns towards him and saves her life. But in a little while, he puts a big net on the children and catches them and brings them on his ship. For a while, the children's parents also come here, means Jake, who stops there and sees that his children are tied up by the Colonel in front of the ship. The Colonel says that if you want to save the children's lives, then come alone on the ship. So Jake decides to go alone for the betterment of everyone. That's why Jake's son's biggest creature friend comes up from under the water and gets on their ship, and with its hands and a stick starts ending the people standing there. It was destroying everything, and seeing this, Jake and the leader's people also get a chance to attack humans. And all those people start heading toward the ship. There is a lot of fighting between humans and all these Na'vi people. A lot of humans are also killed and some Na'vi people too. That water creature jumping from a small ship of humans ends them by pressing them with an iron rope. Jake also comes to the children while competing with humans and gets them released from there. Some children also find their adopted human brother and run away from there and save their lives. During this, Jake's son was ended and his mother can't control her heart after seeing this and starts screaming while weeping. The Colonel has once more captured Jake's 2 children, and those folks are waiting for Jake to arrive and save them. And when we meet him at this time, we will kill him. Jake arrives there invisibly and makes an explosion that spreads fire all around. Additionally, many people are killed. Additionally, his wife kills many people with her arrow and kills someone by making an angry face. She had tears in her eyes because she had recently lost her son. As soon as he recognizes the chance, the Colonel orders them to lay down their guns and places a knife around Jake's daughter's neck. But at that moment, Jake's wife arrives and stabs the Colonel's son in the neck. Seeing this, the Colonel is forced to abandon his daughter. Finally, the Colonel and Jake engage in a hand-to-hand combat. After much difficulty, Jake kills the Colonel by strangling his throat, and finally, this cruel Colonel drowns. However, the Colonel's son saves him and brings him to the water. Because the Colonel saved his life after Jake's wife stabbed him with a knife. When the Colonel says, "Son, come with me," he becomes enraged and returns to his family. Seeing this, Jake's family is overjoyed and loves him just as much as before. Then Jake buries his dead son in the water, recalling everything from his past. That my son, who is no longer alive, how did I pick him up in my arms when he was born? I'm also burying him with my own hands today. The plot of this film comes to an end here.